Welcome to the worst movie podcast in the world. This week we are joined by Ryan, Decos, Joe, and Cameron. And we're going to be review. Well, not really reviewing. Kind of reviewing and looking at Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to look through the movie. Right? Okay, I'm going to move on to the slide. Introduction. So I guess how we kind of want to start off this kind of thing is just get like a general vibe of the film. Let's brush up on the movie. As always, we'll start with Joe. Joe, let's brush up on the movie. What
are you singling out Joe? What's he done wrong?
Give us a summary. What did you think? No log lines though. Just what did you think? Just straight off. But first impressions.
This is the worst movie about a cat I've ever. No, I'm joking. No, it's pretty good to be fair. It's miles better than the first one. Let's get that out of the way straight away.
I actually quite enjoyed the first one. But that's because I like Humpty Dumpty just like prattling around the entire film. I think it's just funny watching him just like roll around like an egg, just trying to do like mischievous things. It amuses me on a level that nothing else is really matched. However, this film is miles better, but I still quite enjoy the other one. Just because, again,
it just seems that it seems that these days that any of these animation films that follows the animation of like Into the Spider-Verse, that type of animations are just so much better. Like when you compare it to the first Puss in Boots, it makes the first one look like it was like rendered on like really shitty.
I was thinking exactly the same
software.
Thing. Yeah, it was so
this
weird.
One actually looks like an animation. When you compare it to the other, the rest of the films in its franchise, it makes them look so bad.
And if they use this with Shrek 5, that film could be crazy. That could be fun.
I reckon
especially if
they should.
Some...
I don't think they will. I feel like they'll try to go back to...
Yeah, but I think it'd be interesting to see, for sure.
So somebody might want to quickly check. I don't know how long it's been. I think I heard it's been like 10 years.
Puss in Boots came out in 2011, and that was the last thing in the Shrek franchise. Like so it's been 11 over 10 years.
Yeah. So it's I'm happy that they sorted a better animation for this film, and it works a lot more with the character as well.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I didn't have massive hopes when this film was like when I saw the trailer. Because
neither did I. But then I started hearing the reviews about it. And I heard it was great, and I was like, "Ooh."
I swear, the first time we saw that trailer, Cameron, you said that you wanted to see it immediately.
I do not respect this digging into my past. All right, that's
to be honest, I think he's got a point there. Cameron was a Puss in Boots stan before the movie was even released.
Yeah.
Look.
I distinctly remember Cameron dressing up like a Spanish conquistador.
I remember going
running
completely
around
naked.
Screaming, I'm Puss in Boots.
I remember going completely naked apart from boots, a belt, a little cape, and a hat.
We are the review.
Oh, we are the review. We're the only review. Yeah, if anyone listening or watching,
on the internet
there's no other reviews for this film. So take this with wholehearted representation of how
there is. They are copying us.
They're copying us. We did it first. If you're seeing this and you're thinking, "Whoa, I saw loads of other reviews beforehand," it's because we must have got lost in the algorithm. We actually made this 7 months ago.
It's actually a trick of the Matrix. It's there. It's designed to make you think that this isn't the only review of Puss in Boots.
No, we're the only review that doesn't get paid.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, right. Keeping this moving forward. Decos. First impressions. What do you think?
S tier. Beautiful.
Okay. All right. Nice.
Jump in the head.
Yeah, you're stupid. Right. All right. We'll go. Hey, do you have anything else to say, Decos? Can I move on to Ryan?
It's in my top 10 films of all time. Let's just say that.
That's a bold statement.
I'm an avid fan. I'm an avid fan of animated films, and this one was one of the best animated films I've ever seen.
I had a feeling that Decos would come with strong feelings about this, even before he went to watch it.
All right, that's cool. Now to go, I'm assuming the most polarizing opinion. Ryan, anything to add?
He's just a hater. Haters gonna hate.
He's a hater.
I thought it was just kind of mid.
That's based on the films you enjoy. I completely understand like your point of view.
Yeah,
there.
I
I'm
understand
not
that.
saying
I mean,
that's how I feel.
the
I'm just
animation is
saying
cool.
I completely
but it's
anticipated
also
you coming that way.
like what I've been seeing a lot of it is like, oh, it's the most visually insane film ever, and I'm just sat there like,
I think it's the most visual
Jesus
thing
Christ,
ever.
man.
I think
It's visually it's fine, but it's just like a rip off of the Spider-Verse.
I think people were
like
kind
there's
of
a
taken.
lot of those types of films.
So there was obviously in animation there was like Spider-Verse and stuff,
Good
but
an
mostly
artwork,
people in Western countries have been very subjected to all this Disney Pixar like churned out. It all looks the same at this point. It's kind of like one of those. They had the breath of fresh air of Spider-Verse, and it's been a couple of years. It's been getting stale. People are like, I can't. Like they just watched that Buzz Lightyear movie, they just want to blow their brains out, and then they watch this. They're like, oh, it's completely different. It's fun. It's like mixing it up a bit animation wise. So it was. I'm assuming the breath of fresh air probably like uplifted people quite a bit with the film potentially. It probably has with me, that's for sure. But like,
it had a good mixture. It wasn't all. It wasn't like Spider-Verse was all like that. It combined both.
I don't relate it to Spider-Verse. In my opinion, Spider-Verse is different. The only reason I think Spider-Verse is different is
I think Spider-Verse is more comic booky for sure.
Started this style of animation.
I know this style was started, but Spider-Verse, in terms of animation, it
is a lot different.
It was completely different in my head for the sole fact of because they had different art styles in that one film. You can't call it a defining film.
But I think
the only thing they did different is the fact that they were using background in different frame rates to front ground to make it more comic book style.
Yeah, but the point that I think the point is
it's the bright.
Whoa!
I'm hijacking it. God damn.
I think the point
really
is
the art
Spider-Verse is one of the first films in a while that got really big like critical acclaim that had it was a different animation style. So now other places, I mean Disney are so renowned on just being, they just stick to what they have,
just churning out the same
DreamWorks
thing,
were like, okay, let's do something that different, that looks different.
Also, DreamWorks, no DreamWorks film that is like up there with rivals Disney is the same style as Disney. Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon was not the same style as Disney.
True. And also, as well, I'd like to point out DreamWorks they seem to never miss with their villains, but we'll get onto that, I think.
Oh, Kung Fu Panda 4 and Shrek 5.
They're coming out soon,
villains.
The villain is just
they are
going. They need to bring back Tai Lung for Kung Fu Panda 5, man. He's my favourite one out of all of them. From the first movie.
I
know you got Skadoost, but
I liked the Peacock guy. I thought the Peacock guy was fun. I thought
he was pretty cool.
You say that, Ryan, but in the third film they went into the round where they get Skadoosh where they go. So
I haven't seen the third film. I haven't seen the third Kung Fu Panda. I only ever watched the second. I only watched the first two. I need to watch the third one at some point. I'll brush up on it.
What did you think of? What are your first thoughts, Cameron?
Oh, thanks, Joe. This is very, very kind of you to ask.
You're welcome.
I feel like I've been dropping my thoughts sprinkled in everyone else's thoughts, so I'll just give a very quick one. I thought it was great. I had a great time. I thought it was fun. It was great. I wanted to go see it a second time, but no one wanted to go watch it with me, so I couldn't. So I'm very disappointed in that. And
you should have said. I would have rather watched it rather than found like. Oh no! I mean, I did not find a dodgy website to watch it. I watched it completely legally.
Because I'm going to watch Antman twice. I'm going Friday and Saturday. It's pain.
True.
If you download it, you're breaking the law.
Hey Cameron,
should I take that link out my bio then? To sell.
Anyway, we're moving on to the next thing. We're starting. All right, welcome to the Logline Showdown.
Oh yeah.
So,
ding, ding.
For anyone who's never seen an episode before, basically how the Logline Showdown works is we're gonna have a little bit of a rustle tussle with basically our overall story summations of the film, and basically whoever is the I don't know. I want to say most accurate, but that's a complete lie. Whoever is the
dumbest
or the dumbest, most inept kind of description of the film is that
it's
they're going to take the prize. They're going to take the prize.
It explains it correctly, but it's also dumb as fuck.
Yeah, basically. So we're gonna go straight into it, and this time I'm gonna go completely opposite way around. We're gonna start off with Ryan. Ryan.
Oh
Logline?
no!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just tell me when you want me to stop.
You went off with the longest
alright.
fucking.
Oh
Yeah,
God!
you have made
It
a
always
horrific
whacks out.
mistake.
I've made a mistake.
Starting with
I've
me.
made a mistake, but it's okay.
You
Just
made
get it
it
out
I'm
of the
ready to
way.
roll
Let's
with
now
this.
you're
just get it
stuck
out of
in
the
it.
way.
The
Let's
people
get it
want
out
to
of the
know,
way.
Ryan.
So this film wasn't particularly memorable to me, so I
Hmm.
don't know how to summarize it well. So I just copy and pasted the lyrics of Tom Jones's "What's New Pussycat." So I'll do a dramatic reading now for you.
Okay.
What's new, Pussycat? Whoa.
Okay, let's
What's
move
new,
on.
Pussycat? Whoa, oh.
Whoa. I want to hear it. I
Pussycat,
want to at least get to the
Pussycat.
next verse.
I've got flowers and lots of hours to spend time with you. So go and powder your cute little pussycat nose. Pussycat, pussycat. I love you. Yes, I do. You and your pussycat nose. What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
Alright, we've got to move on.
Whoa,
We're moving on.
oh,
Right,
I
Joe.
mean, to be honest, it sums
Actually,
it
no,
up
Decos.
quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair log line.
There are flowers in it. There's
And there is a pussycat. As
The film
many
is new.
pussycat.
Uh,
All right, moving on.
Moving on. We're going to Decos now. Decos. Logline. Movie summary. Let's go.
Perfection.
Okay, right.
boo.
Is this what we're doing now? Huh?
Boo.
Joking.
I feel like he's not. He's trying to look for. I
feel
can
like
hear him
he's
typing.
Positively.
I can hear him typing.
Perfection.
What?
I didn't know what he said. Decos.
I said positively perfection.
Okay. Right.
Boo
Okay.
Boo.
Right, Joe. You go.
Can you lose points?
I think you can. Okay, I'm not being. Okay, guys, I'm quite
No, I have an
disappointed.
actual
All right.
one, but I'll let you go first. Phil.
Okay, well, see,
He's got to come up with it. That's why he's got to come up with it.
I don't know if people are understanding this section or not. Okay, because I've gone for something a bit different this week, though. I've gone for a dramatic trailer reading. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So this is how I would sum up the movie. David versus Goliath, man versus food, cat versus dog. A feud as old as time, filled with a flurry of fur, leche, and boots.
Did you just steal this?
No, I wrote it yesterday. I put a lot of thought into mine. I thought we were going to have strong competition this week, so I actually put like a couple of minutes into writing that.
Hey, I had to Google the lyrics to "What's New, Pussycat."
It's
Find a
appointing.
reliable source.
If I don't win off this so far, then
that was a good one, Joe. I
had alliteration in it and everything.
He had it all. He had it all.
Gallant effort.
Right, Cameron, shoot us.
All right,
yours. I hope
so,
I
all
hope there's something to compete with.
So mine was.
Hold on.
I was just joking.
It better, Cameron. It better not be another of these where he names an actor and says it's their magnum opus.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
swear to God.
Go on, Cameron.
I
What's
did
yours?
that one time. One time.
Yeah,
I did
now
it
you're
twice.
the Gordon Joseph.
Go. Whoa.
All right, go on, Cameron. Shoot.
English.
I want to hear yours.
All right, mine was I didn't know milk was this alcoholic, and now that I do know, I'm going to be mixing it with a lot of other substances. The movie.
What the fuck?
He gets like drunk off milk constantly in this film.
He is an alcoholic.
He's an alcoholic, but with milk. So clearly, milk is a very alcoholic substance. So I'm going to be trying to eggnog. That's the egg.
It's like alcoholic
is that milk? Is that milk in eggnog, or is it just egg?
I think there's milk in it as well.
No, I think it's a milky
There might be a
beverage.
little bit.
We don't really have it in the UK, but have it in the US.
It's not very nice.
Yeah, he just goes with leche.
All
so
right,
it's just
I want to
milk.
know if
Clearly
Decos
it's
actually
alcohol.
has a valid logline or
Yeah,
not.
I do.
Okay, go.
Actually. Mine is Cat Adventure, Gone Wrong, Gone British, Gone Pie.
Oh, for God's sake.
What? I have a theme.
This has
okay?
been a very poor
No, you
attempt
have
at the
a Control
loglines this
C
week.
Yes.
Ryan just,
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, Ryan did just sing a song. Like, that's
No,
not-
Ryan's is poor as well. I was expecting some real talent this
can't
week.
remember. I was gonna write something good, and I genuinely just cannot remember this
think-
movie enough
I
to write something
think-
funny of it.
Which
It's flat
I
mid in my
think
mind.
I think this week we should just put everyone down as 0. No,
Oh my god.
I think Joe
Oh
deserves
my
the point.
God.
Yeah,
no.
Right,
I'm
we're
the
going to the
only one.
scoreboard. Here is the
No, this
scoreboard.
is
So, what
I mean, I'm
are
in the
people
lead.
thinking here?
I think everyone but Cameron should get one.
Because
then we'll still be on
Ryan is
0.
not deserving of any point here.
I'm
I
not
think
doing
me and
log lines,
Joe
Cameron
alright?
should get
actually
one.
came up with a log line. The
I
rest of us
think-
were just dumb cunts.
I think well, I mean, Cameron's had a bit more room to stand on than anyone else's. So I'd say, if anything, I say we
What?
should both get the point.
No,
That's
That's
I
not how
think
log
you
line
just came up
works.
with one on the spot.
No, I didn't.
You liar. You're a
I
liar.
did come up with it on the spot, but I came up with it on the spot a couple of days ago.
Ah, okay, I
You
see.
did on last week's podcast and you just changed the words.
I decided
Yeah,
it's my
pretty
gimmick
Okay.
every week
It said gone British as well. Wouldn't it have been gone Spanish?
Actually,
No,
it's
I
British
don't-
Bears.
because it was a Spanish film that went British with Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Isn't that an American?
All the characters
film?
at that point were based
We gotta give a
in
point to someone.
Spanish.
Well, I
and
mean, I
then
think I
the
should
Three
just get the
Bears.
point because
Yeah,
I
we'll
am
just give
very
Joe the point. You realize
disappointed.
what's going to happen is every week I'm going to become slowly more and more insane, and as I have no points as it just progresses forward. People are going to be on like 5, 10, and it's
You need
just
to
me
bring your
with
A
none.
game.
I'm going to be.
You need to bring your A game.
I'm going to
So what's the
start
scoreboard
losing.
then? Everyone at 1,
I'm at
bar
one, but
Cameron,
Joe.
and then
Two.
Joe's at
Yeah,
2.
Joe's going to be on
Yes.
2. All
I
right.
want my
Christ,
name
no.
engraved on it.
Next segment, we're on to the general discussion. So we are going to go. So I mean, we did the log lines, but we can briefly talk about the film story. This movie had a story. Let's talk about it, sort of thing. Kind of see how we feel about it. You know, we're going more in depth. It's a general discussion. So yeah, this movie had a story. Talk about it. So we're going to start off in the middle this time. We're going to go with Decos. We're going to go with Decos first. Decos, how did you find it? How did you find the story? Did you have a good time? Were you enjoying yourself? Was it fun?
Well,
Were you entertained?
I was thoroughly entertained, and as I said at the start,
Mhm.
it is in my top 10 films.
Okay.
Solely because I can't
Whereabouts in your
really.
top 10?
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking of a good way to structure this. Decos, tell me something you liked and something you didn't like about the story. Because nothing is perfect. You're always going to have something you didn't like. Tell me something you liked and something you didn't like, just about the story.
Well, in terms of things I like, I
Mhm.
thought the characters, they're all strong and they're all great in their own right. My favourite, apart from Puss in Boots, would probably be Perito, the dog.
Mhm. Of
The
course.
sole fact of
The
He's
little
adorable.
goggle-eyed
he
chihuahua,
was
little
the comic
gremlin
relief.
Mhm.
He
Sorry.
was the comic relief of the main trio.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots, Kitty Softballs, and Perito. However,
It has to
he
be
did
funny to
end
be
up
comic
doing
relief.
what he wanted to do, and that is a therapy dog.
Mm.
He was funny and yet did the objective he set out at the start that he wanted to do. He wanted to become a therapy dog, and he did.
Yeah. He wasn't going to say
He
use.
wanted his
I would
belly rubbed.
never,
That was his entire thing. and he
I
never
would
got a belly rub.
never let that rat-looking
He wanted
mongrel
his belly
get
rubbed
therapy.
because he wanted to be a therapy dog.
Yes, but they
And
never
that's what
rubbed
therapy
belly.
dogs do.
No, he just like put his head on him. He never got the belly rub. The belly
got the
rub
head
arc
rub.
was
Brian
never
was talking to me about
resolved.
this yesterday. He is very hung up
I
on the whole
thought,
belly rub.
I thought the tempo of the story was amazing in terms of it wasn't disconjointed. And to be honest, in my opinion, watching it in the cinema,
Mm.
it flowed pretty well. All the
Mhm.
characters were obviously strong. The villain was amazing.
Mhm.
In my opinion,
It's
both
got
villains
to
were
be.
amazing.
It's got to be like top DreamWorks villain or top villain in like any animated film for a while at least.
In terms of animated films, he is one of the top. Death is one of the top. I thought Jack Horner was a good secondary,
That's
and
a pretty good villain, you know.
Jack Horner reminded me a lot of
Ryan.
Ryan.
To be honest, he reminded me a lot of.
That's why I hate this movie. I just can't believe that he would lose. He's so
I can't
cool.
remember his name. I can't remember his name. Jack Horner reminded me of the bad guy from Spider-Verse. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, the big dude.
Chris
Jack-
Is
Kingpin.
Jack Horner the grown-up version of the kid in Shrek 3 that goes, to the raw.
Nah, I don't think.
They
Oh,
look very
maybe it's
similar.
like a maybe
Weird thing about Jack Horner
Kingpin.
is
Kingpin. There you go.
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
That was his name. If
Oh,
we
yeah,
did
I
not,
yeah.
if we
Is
did not
his
get
actual name-
Kingpin,
You guys are
Chris
talking
would
over my
genuinely
ass.
murder all four of us.
Is his actual name Wilson Fister?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
Wilson Fisk.
But anyway, yeah, the animation was also amazing in its right. And
It
to
was a good
honest, I
mix.
think it's one of the best films DreamWorks has done, and it's one of the best animation films. And in my opinion, if Kung Fu Panda and Shrek 5 are on the level of this, I'm confident in saying they are better. DreamWorks are better than Disney.
Oh, but DreamWorks is
Whoa.
already better than Disney. Are you joking? Disney has had nothing that's been of any use.
Might I interest you in
Incredibles
The Last
2.
Jedi?
Incredibles 2 was,
Jedi.
I'm not kidding. I say
Incredibles
that.
2 was pretty good in terms of animation and all that.
The last Disney film that they made was about a girl who turned into a panda.
Money Road.
Okay,
Panda,
all right.
Panda.
And this film had
I mean, that was
a
solid, though.
genuinely
Money Red was
terrifying
solid.
villain. It was quite an adult. I feel like this film it's not a kids' film, which is
Yeah,
what
I-
It's definitely a kids' film.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's
It definitely has that aura of like those.
I don't know, man.
Kids'
Because
films.
it's quite if you break it down, it's like the story is a journey of Puss in Boots coming to the realization that he's thrown away his life and is now doing anything at cost to try salvage what he's got. Now, in the context of this film, it's going to the extent of trying to get a wishing star. But I mean, the whole concept of he's sat there getting drunk because he's realized he's thrown his life away. I mean, that's quite
He's
an
still got
adult
one
theme.
more life.
Yeah, but exactly. But he's come to that realization that he hasn't done anything with his prior life, so he feels like he's wasted his life. That's quite a
He did,
But-
dude. He was living it up. Okay,
Also, for a cat to have 9 lives
like
and be on his last
he
life,
died. The one of his deaths was goddamn protecting a village from being like killed by a massive rock boy. If I ain't living it up, I don't know
No,
what
the
is.
whole idea of the film
my
is
man-
that
my
he's
man would've
thrown
gone
his
Valhalla.
lives away.
Nah,
That's
nah, nah.
literally
It
why death
wasn't-
comes after him.
When he died, it wasn't because he protected the village. That was all good. It was because afterwards he started like showboating, like
He
just like, stood
showboated,
there
yeah.
like showing off, and he got crushed by the bells. It's because he was being like a pretentious like asshole. He got like crushed by. He was like, "Oh yeah, look at me, I saved your village." Bam, dead. It's
I mean,
like
one of his other
yeah.
deaths was allergic to seafood. He was being greedy. He knew he was allergic,
Yeah, but
but he
that's
didn't help
living it up.
himself.
That's living it up.
No,
No.
look what happened to
When
Elvis
how
Presley.
many
when he
Ryan's
lived
a
in
big
it,
seafood
right?
how many
fan.
people
died a
actively
fat
kill
man.
themselves just because seafood is that great?
I'm assuming multiple.
You know, it's
one
it's
was
the,
gambling with dogs.
it's
Oh,
literally
One was
right.
Puss
literally
in Boots has the
just
We
exact
are
same
getting
arc as Pam in.
as the host here. We're getting very sidetracked. We need to focus this on. I feel sorry for Joe if we keep on this line of discussion. So I'm going to move straight on to. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go straight on to Ryan. Ryan,
Oh no.
what general impressions of the one thing you liked, one thing you didn't like about the story?
Oh god. Thing I
I know
liked.
where you live,
That's quite
Ryan.
hard to find.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I guess one thing I liked, the little what was it, like morality little bug that was on the guy's shoulder?
Oh yeah,
Just
Oh,
like,
Jiminy
"This guy's got no
Cricket.
conscience."
that was
That
cool.
guy was great. He was probably the only funny bit of the film for me.
Also, I love the fact that the whole reason Jack Horner wanted that star and wanted all magic in the world is because of fucking Pinocchio.
All right, now one thing you didn't like, Ryan, and keep it to one thing because I know you have many. So keep it to one specific thing. The thing that irked you most.
The thing that irked me the
Script.
most
Yeah.
was
The
where I tried to say two because it's kind of 2 in 1.
No, you've got one. That's it.
Damn it.
So cut it in half.
Damn it. Okay, fine. I guess it's the character of Goldilocks. Because I can merge these 2 points in. Not only is I quite like Florence Pugh as an actor, but this is the worst thing I've ever seen her in. My God.
That's another case
You
of
have not
stupid
watched the
voice.
Hawkeye
voice.
TV show.
It's another
clearly.
case of
Literally
shitty voice.
Cameron tier voice. But
Can
also
we-
the fact that her entire wit. So
That's when-
this like mama bear is like presented as a loving mother for like the entire time, and then her entire point is just like, oh yeah, I want a new family. Like what? and then like there's no conflict there. It doesn't even like let you sit in it. It's just like, okay, cool, we'll help you get a new family. Like what?
It's because the bears are so nice. They're nice bears. They don't mind.
Yeah,
They just
they're-
want to look out for our best
they're-
interests.
They're
wholesome.
freaking criminals.
Oh, we all know
Yeah,
what
but they're
bears can
loving
do. Okay,
criminals.
we've all seen the video.
shit
we all
in the
know
wood.
what bears can do.
Oh,
bears
no.
are-
We
Bears
still
are-
not
bears
that
are
video.
menaces,
Bears
actually. Yeah,
are
you're right.
terrifying animals. You know, I feel for Goldilocks, to be honest.
All right,
So,
moving steadily on to Joe. Joe, one thing you
Yeah.
enjoyed and one thing you did not enjoy with the story, please.
I enjoyed Death's character.
That sounds more like a character,
And-
Yeah,
not a
he
story
seemed like a
point.
very you character.
I enjoyed
what about what he brought-
every
so- yeah.
scene. I enjoyed every scene that the death was in. And one thing I didn't enjoy was all the times he wasn't in the film. There you go.
Okay, that's fair. All right,
So
cool.
most of the runtime.
I
Yeah.
saw TikTok and stuff
Okay, no,
of
no, no,
people
no, 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 okay.
complaining.
Honestly,
thought-
one thing I didn't enjoy was I personally don't think that this movie needs all those side villains. I know Jack Horner's the main villain, but he feels like a side villain because the big bad wolf is so much of a better character and it's way more interesting. I'd rather have watched him just the whole movie.
But then, if you
interested
see
in
too
Puss in
much of
Boots.
him, is as effective because then he starts losing
Yes,
his
yes,
factor. The
yeah, I
less
would
you see of it, the more
100%.
effective it is. That's why Alien's like the highest rated horror thing of all time because you don't see the alien that much. You see it for like
No,
5 minutes.
I know what you're saying, but like, I feel like he could. I reckon if this film could, if he was the main villain, he could hold his weight. I don't think the need of the whole Goldilocks and Jack Horner also competing and fighting Puss in Boots for the scroll. I don't think if that's taken away from the film, I think you've still got a pretty solid movie about Puss in Boots running from like inevitably death in fruition that's coming after him. I think that you can hold its own there. So
I think it would hold his own, but I don't think it was that as good because the times where he came in were perfect. It was either like it was just his introduction was perfect with the whole Puss in Boots not believing, and then him just casually drinking and dodging, and then the entire. I think if Death was in it so much, we wouldn't have that feeling Puss in Boots was having when he heard the whistle of him being absolutely shit terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
To the point where he had an anxiety attack.
I just think he's he's one of the best parts of this film, and he gets less screen time than like the rest of them. And it's like, I want to see more scenes of him. I want to see more
I
fight
think
scenes.
Jack Horner and Goldilocks worked in the event of it was a chase, sort of. It was a cat and mouse without the pun chase film, sort of, with The Last Wish.
Kind of a pseudo road movie.
Ooh?
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know what that means. Let's
Movie on the
not
road.
get into it. We are not getting into that.
Movie on the road. Road movie,
alright.
road trip.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cameron, what
Coolest
about you?
scenes. All right. Yeah, see, Joe, you always remember. That's very kind. No
Don't
one else
worry,
ever
man,
remembers.
I
Thanks,
got
Joe.
you. I got you.
Also,
got you.
Puss in Boots
Oh.
was the only person to
Whoa.
see Death until the end, like end of the film.
Yeah.
Like nobody else heard his whistle, nobody else saw him. He was just there.
Yeah, that's
And
one
also,
question
if
I
you
did
look
have. Like, how does Death
And
play
also,
his
if
role in this world?
Also,
I'm
if you look
confused.
closely,
Well, I'm
when
assuming
you're
he's
going
like,
through,
you know,
Okay, hang on. Go back to my previous point about this being
when
a
you
road
when you
movie.
look
I take that
closely, you
back.
can actually
Christ.
see a Death in his past, like in like some
Yeah,
scenes,
I
just
saw
in the
that.
crowds.
He does appear in the background of all his that opening montage. He's always in the background.
All right, Ryan, you had something to say about your road
Actually,
anecdote.
you know what? No, you know what? Nah, it is a road movie. Screw that.
All right, what
It's a
does
road
that
trip
mean?
Movie. Literally,
Because it's constant. They're constantly on the move in this.
Oh, yeah.
Realistically, this
the themes of
film is a dumb.
self-discovery are very
This
much
film
implied.
is this film and The Lord of the Rings are basically the same thing. Prove me wrong.
I can't.
There you go.
I simply
He
can't.
can't do it. He cannot do it.
All right, Cameron, go on. I want to hear your views.
One thing I like. So
The
going solely
super
based on
fan
the
over here.
story. I guess I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. But story-wise, I just like the whole like
5
the
stars
whole
good though, Cameron.
premise. Shut up. The whole premise. The whole premise of the fact that like he's like trying to like run away from his like inevitable demise. I just like the whole like how Puss is reacting and that sort of thing because I could empathize with him in a weird way, very strange, obscure
And you're
way.
also
I can
the owner of
empathize.
a cat.
I'm the owner of a cat. I like kitty. Ooh. And one thing I didn't like. What didn't I like about it? I gotta think. I thought it was. I think obviously because it was quite a relatively shorter runtime, kind of. At least I felt it was
No,
potentially short.
140 is
Yeah, I
above
wanted to,
average for this type of movie. It's usually
I
like
would have.
120.
Well, to me, I feel like I would have preferred it being a 2-hour thing because I felt like they could have. Obviously,
Yeah,
obviously
that is 100%.
they've got to aim for that kid market, so they've got to keep things moving. But sometimes I want them to stop and just like let something like set and like
They
people
had-
go over that.
There were so many characters; they would have been way more fleshed out if they'd had that.
Exactly,
2-hour
but I
runtime.
understand why they didn't. They've got a lot of audiences they're trying to like market to here, so I understand why they didn't. But that is like the thing I would say that I wasn't like there. That I'd be like, if I could change it, that's what I would change. Anyway, moving on to the next bit, we are going to effects, camera, action. So I feel like we all. I feel
before
like
we go on to this, can I just mention what I'd change about the film?
No.
yeah, sure you can do.
Moving on.
I'm open.
I'd make one change, and it would be to introduce Porgs
Live
into the
action.
film.
I didn't.
Oh,
Oh, Perrito means
Porg
poppy,
should
by
be
the
in every
way,
film.
in Spanish. Perrito means poppy in Spanish.
All right, Ryan, what did you say?
Burrito.
You were spoken over.
Porgs.
Oh,
Porgs.
he'd add
Put
Porgs.
Porgs
All right.
in it.
Yeah, all right, I'd allow that.
Poggers.
The best
Porgs
thing.
would add anything.
There's
to
a
any
reason
film.
why J.J. Abrams threw everything out of the window for
What's the next?
the Rise of Skywalker, except for Porgs. Okay,
I like how everybody assumed that they were going to be like the new big retail selling point, and they were
Dude,
just
they're amazing.
useless.
I don't care. They're not even useless. They are the greatest thing about the film. Go back and watch it.
They also
Porg.
remarkably look a lot like you as well.
Porgs are the greatest thing in the known universe. Okay.
Yeah, they've got
Yes.
Ryan. You've got
The
the Porg
Porgs are
eyes.
small.
Ah.
They're small. They flap their wings about and they make an annoying bucking noise.
Yeah, that is
Hello.
what I am.
Right,
Ryan
cutting straight
Porg
into the next section here.
confirms.
We're beelining it through. We gotta chip and chop. We gotta chippy chop some things here. So effects, camera, action. I feel like we can make this a quick segment because I feel like we all feel relatively
The effects
similarly.
in this movie were trash.
Right,
The
avoiding that
animation is good. The animation is
yeah.
good. It
The
is
animation is
It's a
one
good
of
combination.
Yeah, I thought
it
it was
is.
great.
But I liked the opening
gonna say that.
sequence when he was fighting was amazing
Mhm.
in terms of
Heavily
Very-
inspired
very
by
very
Attack
anime.
on Titan.
And I
Yes,
went
that's what I
through
thought.
and like I've seen some
Heavily
clips of it
inspired.
where people like AI upscaled it to 4K 60 frames. So obviously they put the entire thing in 60 frames, like some clips of it, like the fight scenes. And the fight scenes are so much worse when they're in 60 frames because obviously they really bank on having like reduced frames, so, like the characters like they more accentuate the movements. That way you can see exactly what they're doing and you can feel them hitting harder. So in 60 frames it was like so much worse. So the whole like framework, like frame thing they did, great. I thought it was great.
I wonder
Loved it.
how long it
I
took
think
to.
every fight
I think it
scene
took a
they
while.
did.
Wait, I mean, it's been like 10 plus years ago. It must have taken them a
Yeah.
while, I'm thinking.
I think every fight scene they did, the action and the camera and everything, and how they animated it was amazing.
Yeah.
I liked the transitions. I think they were different.
No, yeah, I
In
agree.
terms of
every scene with Death in it was just
Oh,
so
the
good.
fight scenes
You know
with
when
him
he's
are
like
so good.
chasing him,
Yeah.
he's like chasing him, and
they
he becomes
kept
like the walls,
They
hiding
gave him
in the
anime
shadows.
lines.
if you
Literally in the
weren't really
picture
paying,
here, Puss in Boots' anime lines when he's running. Literally in front of me right now. I
There
can
was
see
a lot.
Puss
There
in
was a
Boots'
lot of
lines.
anime references throughout
Yeah.
the entire thing.
And I don't
If
like
you-
anime, but I thought it was cool in
if you
here.
were if you were
Pick it
dozing
up.
off, if you're
I'm what you
watching this
call
film,
Western
or like
scum.
if you're watching this film and dozing off, that
Mm.
whistle would like it snapped you back. Like I was like
I was falling
sat
asleep
down,
watching
like I was like
this.
sat down, like slumped
Derek,
in my
go.
chair watching
No,
it, enjoying
Brian.
it, and then I sat right up and I heard that whistle. Like You want to
Go
do a
on,
villain. The villain's
So we know
me-
how to get Decos'
Ryan-
attention now, and it's a
Ryan,
whistle.
Yeah, we just
give me
whistle at them.
your impression of the wolf's whistle. Oh, it's a wolf whistle. Oh my god, it's a wolf whistle.
Yeah, I just thought he was
They've
breaking
just
the law
thrown
the
an
entire
innuendo
time,
in
and
there.
should have been facing 2 to 5 years in prison for sexual harassment.
He was just wolf whistling Puss in Boots the whole time.
Does that mean he was wolf whistling and cat calling?
Yeah, he was calling.
Oh my god.
Oh my
It's
god.
all
He's
coming together.
done. That wolf is
Yeah.
He's
done.
done.
Yeah,
He's
it's
cancelled.
over. Yeah, he's out.
How,
All right,
how
right. We're
big?
getting a little
how-
sidetracked here. We're going
how-
straight on.
How big? How big? Do you
I saw.
think,
No,
Mr.
no,
How big
no,
do you think?
no.
I reckon he's packing at least like. I mean, you seen what he was able to
Next.
hide his weapons.
He's
without-
got big.
he-
He's got big dick energy, 100%.
Bro, he was able to conceal those weapons with no issue. Who knows what else he is like hiding
Dude's
away?
like an inverse Randy Marsh.
Bro, if he'd have caught up with Puss, mate, it would have
Hey,
been
he's
over
got the
for him.
pitch and the York, Brian.
That wolf's
His
got a
hidden
hog.
third sword.
People, I saw people didn't actually like the ending of Puss in Boots in terms of the fact that Death
It
didn't.
felt.
he walked away.
It felt so anticlimactic at the end.
No,
Like,
I quite
all
liked
this
it.
build up, and it's
I
just like,
liked it because it completed Puss in Boots' story arc.
Yeah, but it didn't feel
and
satisfying.
But that's the
especially-
character of Death, though, Ryan. Like Death doesn't take. Like Death
also
isn't
think- I
physically
also- I
killing
mentioned
them
this-
unless they're meant
yeah.
to die.
I
Yeah,
was
but I mentioned this to
telling
Cameron yesterday.
I was telling Ryan
This
this
dude was
yesterday,
on.
yeah.
This dude was on his 9th life, so he still had a life left. If
No,
he'd have
that's-
died and come back through some like Frankenstein-esque shit, then I'd get why Death is chasing him because he's out of lives. But he actually isn't out of lives. He's got one left.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
just-
but
it's
it's
because
but-
it's because he
but-
pissed the other
but-
ones away.
but
though.
he
Ryan,
hated
he
the
was like-
idea of multiple
hated-
lives.
he hated the fact that Puss in Boots had disregarded his lives and didn't
Yes, but
care
he's a
about
cat.
them.
He's
Took them for
naturally born
granted.
to have 9 lives. Okay.
Yes,
I know,
but
but
it
Death
happens.
doesn't
It's
like
also-
that.
I'm
gonna
it's
throw
He
a
also
didn't. He
fact
doesn't
out
like that natural thing. He's just like,
Ryan,
that kind
I'm
of
gonna-
pisses me off.
I'm going to
Especially
throw a
when they're
fact
racing.
out there. All
It's
right.
the fact that he doesn't value that life, and he said himself, "So I want to take this one a bit early."
Suicide.
Which is
Trigger
why
warning, suicide.
I
Trigger
Death
warning,
is-
suicide.
Death killed
I
Jeffrey Epstein. Is that what
don't
you're saying?
think Death. Okay, so I don't think Death was a villain in this film. I don't think he was a villain. I think he was just an antagonist. He was an antagonist, but he wasn't. I don't think he
I
was a
mean,
bad guy
he was the villain.
because he stuck up to his morals. And at the end, when he realizes that he's not wasting this last one like he did with the other ones, he's like, "All right, you know, what? I'm just gonna go. I hold
Yeah,
my
but-
morals in
yeah,
high
but
regard.
he
I'm
is-
just gone."
But he also said that he is inevitably going to meet him again and kill him eventually.
Yeah, I know.
He's just
I know,
waiting
but
it
that's,
out.
that's just when
So
like
he's
he
still the
dies. 'Cause
bad guy.
that's it's
If
not.
anything,
It's
that
not
makes
like,
it worse because
it's
he's
not like
told
he's,
him.
Yeah, he's told him, but it's not like he's doing it on purpose. He's just doing his. I'm assuming as
Death is
his
also
job.
an immortal being and thus experiences time differently. So it's going to be like 20 minutes for him.
Also, a little fact for you. If technically speaking, Puss
Fun
in
facts
Boots
with Joe.
is out of lives because he actually loses a life, and it's said that he lost a life in one of the Shrek movies, and it's one that's not shown in the opening monologue. So technically, he has lost all of his lives.
Oh,
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
When did he
Or
lose a life in
maybe it's a
Shrek?
continuity
Because they show the opening monologue, and then in Shrek he loses a life when he gets set on fire. Next, yeah, he's with.
Thought one of his deaths he was.
yeah, he gets set on fire in one of the clips.
Okay. I'm on about something else. Then there's something else that he's lost 9 lives instead of 8.
Was it in Shrek Forever After though? Because that doesn't count.
It's in one of them. In one of the Shrek movies, Puss in
One
Boots.
fact, is it in Shrek?
It's in Shrek Forever After. All that film just gets
Yeah.
rewritten.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it gets
all the
undone
time-
at the end. Yeah, because it's the whole like
Yeah, but he's still
Rumpelstiltskin
dead.
like time verse.
No. He still lost a life. He still lost a life.
What?
Right, he's lost a life though. Okay.
So did Shrek.
Oh,
No,
Joe
he lost a
Trump.
life.
Anyway,
So-
right, we're
no.
going. I feel like
No.
we got very
I got it.
sidetracked.
I stole it
We
from
got a
film
lot of-
theory. I stole this fact. Okay, I plagiarized it. Which means, are you saying that film theory is wrong?
Well.
They have been wrong in
Film theory is notoriously wrong constantly, Joe.
How dare you say that about Matt Pat? All right.
No. I like watching these videos too,
Doesn't
but
even
like
own
he's usually
film theory
proven
anymore, does he?
wrong. Usually, because they're just theories. It's not fact.
It's a theory.
It's just a theory. A film
Um,
theory. Matt Pack, give us free shit.
Thanks for the copyright strike.
Joking, cut it out. I'm sure. There wouldn't be copyright.
no.
It's fine.
Boy,
Matt
you
Pack
don't.
comes
gonna-
down with the
you
You
hammer.
cut
of
off the
law.
bristle, not the meat.
Anyway,
it's
look,
not
we
like
gotta
you're
get this
fucking
next section. We
know
gotta get
who
it. We
we
gotta get
are.
it chippy chopped through. Right, people can act, but can they? How did everyone find the acting in this film? I thought it was cool. I liked it. I think.
The
I
voice
think.
acting was good to an extent, but I'll agree that
Yeah, I think the
Florence
Bears was a bit. Yeah, Florence Pugh was a bit like.
Pugh
Yeah.
has once again struck with the stupid voice that we touched upon in last week's episode when it's unnecessary. She's
yeah.
already British, so why is she putting on
A
a British
accent,
impression? It's not an accent; it's an
Yeah. She
impression.
always
It
seems
reminded
voice
me
is
of
like a
Cameron's
Russian
little
accent.
pip boy that he did the other week.
Oh, we're gonna afford the free bears. We are
Goldilocks, more like
That's British for hello.
slag.
For reference, we are British. Don't come at us, all right? We're allowed to make fun of ourselves. It's
We're not
fine.
British. We're not.
We're
Oh,
from
actually-
England.
Decos is Nigerian, so
I'm
Yeah.
not.
All right, yeah, acting, yeah, it was good. Ryan thought it was bad. Yeah, all right, cool. Right.
Yeah, fun fact. It's not so fun. But Jack
It's better be
Horner,
fun.
It's maybe
Jack
the funnest
Horner
of facts.
is supposed to be based off some guy called Tom Horner. He worked for a minister in the Victorian times, and he was told to
This fact is
deliver this
so-
pie to the Queen of England. And in this pie was
How are
the
you
deeds
telling
to
it so
some manor.
slow?
Was the deeds to this man put his thumb
Oh,
in
sorry.
the pie?
I swear you're saying it one word a second. I don't understand how you're doing this. What did you do?
That was the least funnest fact that I ever heard in my life. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Decos, please don't hurt me.
Is based off the wool strike.
Oh
of
my
the
god.
1300s.
I
Not
can't
slavery
take it
like
anymore.
people think.
Wow, I wouldn't have known that, to be honest.
You know when they did it like water drip for like Chinese torture? That's what I've got. I just hear the drip. The drip of the words in my ear. just tell me the
Oh
fact.
god.
I hate you.
Alright. I love you, Decos. Alright, so
This is a scuff.
let's
I
what
found
was
the
the tier list?
baker's dozen call because
What?
reference baking.
Baker's dozen. How many is a
Yeah.
baker's dozen? It's 12.
12, you
Christ.
retard.
Let's
I mean,
wrap
It's
this
Whoa,
up
whoa,
already.
whoa.
13.
I thought, yeah.
You're the idiot, Decos. It's 13 a baker's dozen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I
losing
thought
my
that's
mind.
what it was.
What did I do?
Google.
Because the baker's
you make an
fat
extra
and
one.
steals one for himself, yeah. I can't tell if you're lying, Ryan, and I'm just going along with the joke,
actually,
or if it's actually
that's
true.
actually it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it is
what I
actually
thought.
13.
Yeah.
I like the baker's dozen. I thought it was a fun bit. Anyway, let's wrap this up and go straight to the. Let's wrap this up already. Going into the score thing. That's actually a title, so don't cut that. Going into the score. There's Puss in Boots hovering seductively at the side. We've got S, A, B, C, D, E, F, and the Void.
greatest tier list of all time.
Yeah, the only tier list that matters. I saw we've got
tier.
4 films on it. Right, let's go. So,
tier.
we're gonna start with Decos. Decos, where do you want to put it?
Tier.
All right, Decos is saying S tier. Now we're gonna go to Joe. We're gonna save Ryan for last. I feel like Joe.
What? Because he's just gonna ask to put in the void and be
Yeah,
like,
no.
"Ah, it's so
Joe,
funny."
Joe, where do you
Void.
want
He
to put
doesn't
it?
actually have any
Void.
disregard the animation and
Okay,
culture.
no, okay, well, no, but I'm
What
gonna.
culture's in this?
Okay, no, but I'm gonna.
Are you
I'm gonna play.
disregarding the culture of Spain?
Yeah, I am.
Third world country. Sorry, Spanish
The
people.
third world country in a
It's
Gucci
quite a nice
belt.
country, but it is.
It's a nice. It's
Actually,
a
no,
good
it'd be
holiday
Aren't they
destination.
I like
developing
Benidorm.
nations now? Yeah.
I like Benidorm.
It's
It's pretty fun down there.
That's not
It's the best part
It's
of
just
Spain.
Britain.
It is.
I've been to Fuerteventura, which is owned by Spain, so that counts. It was pretty
Isn't that a
nice there.
movie?
Benidorm
No, it's a
just an
place.
island off Spain, isn't
They're
it?
like little what were they? They're not rats. What are they called? They're
You
the
just call Spanish
chipmunks.
people rats.
No, chipmunks. They're
You're
chipmunks
calling them
there.
chipmunks. Oh my god,
No,
this is
no,
outrageous
there was
behaviour.
chipmunks, and you could feed them
Anywho,
peanuts.
Okay,
They're like-
wait. I can't see the list at the moment. So can you just remind me what's in the B
Alright,
and the C tier?
All
We
right,
got-
in
we
B
got
is
everything,
Crank,
all at once
and
in
in
the S
C there's
tier.
nothing. Glass Onions in E, Fight Club's in
Okay.
A, and Everything Everywhere All at Once is in S.
What's
So there's
Fight Club
nothing
an
in
A?
C. I
This is
think
an
we
A
weren't
tier
here.
film.
You
We weren't
bailed
here.
on that episode, so you have no
Fight
input
Club,
on
I
where that
wasn't.
film
mid.
goes.
Fight
I
Club is
wasn't here.
mid.
No, we're not on that now.
Well, we
that
can't
ship
move
has
it.
sailed.
Someday.
That ship has sailed and gone to the horizon, because it can't be
Right.
chased.
We're,
Anyway, I would say I'm going to play
When are we
devil's
going to
advocate here.
update this?
I know Decos is saying S tier straight away.
I would
I
happily put it
don't
in S tier
think
as well, but-
that. I mean, it's a good film, but I don't think it's as good as Fight Club. So I'm going to put it in the same ranking as Crank, because I
Are you
think
dizzy?
both. Wait.
you
Listen,
done?
because I think both films are an enjoyable watch and are really good. However, it's one of those
Nothing
films that
Crank
you
on,
talk
so.
about and then you'll probably never watch again. Fight Club, anything
will
above
watch it
Fight
again.
Club, in my
Desperately wanna
opinion.
watch it again.
Okay, well,
I mean,
I
not watching
wouldn't.
it again. It'd be more C
I
tier.
w- I've watched it. It's good. I enjoyed it. However, I've watched Fight Club many more times. So I think that I'm going to put it in the same. I think it's as I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed Crank. I don't think it's any worse than Crank, because it is a good film. You can't say it's not a good
Am I
film.
allowed to say
However-
I fell asleep during Fight Club the only time I attempted to watch it?
Though that's
What is
poor.
wrong with you, dude?
I've never
What
seen
is
Fight
wrong with
Club, so I can't
It was a
comment.
good job. Neither of
Club's
them were in this
good.
episode.
Well, I would have watched it if I was in the episode,
Well,
but I knew I wasn't going to be in it.
There's one episode of podcast that's intellectual, and
What is this? What is this? Just your
Yeah,
differing opinions.
My
on something
final
was
vote. My
stupid.
final vote. It's going in with the same. It's going above Crank, but it's going in the same section as Crank.
Okay, right. So Ryan, where do you want to put it? I'll save mine for last because I feel like it'll bring a breath of levity.
no, I'm gonna throw it to you, Cameron.
All right. Well, I would also. So for me personally, I would also put it in an S tier. But
It's
I'm-
not an S tier
Overrated.
though. It's not S tier, Warren. It's not S
I'm
tier.
sorry.
it resonated
I'm
with me,
sorry.
Joe. I like the message in it. What can I say? That's all you need sometimes. That's all you
I don't
need.
think it's S tier, man.
It's
a good film.
It resonated.
I'd be
opinion-
tempted. You may be able to convince me A, but I don't think it goes above A.
Oh,
It can't.
I'm not.
Oh,
See, the
what's
thing
the
is,
film
I'm
named
kind
up
of going
again
with
that's
like an
in S tier?
average. So
I can't remember
I'm
the
saying
name.
that's what
Everywhere
I
all
would
at
put it.
Everywhere, everything, all at once. Like that is that won multiple.
Puss in Boots is better than that.
No,
Oh
it isn't.
my!
Oh, you're gonna piss them off.
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa,
because
whoa,
that
whoa.
movie.
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
how
I'm sorry.
many-
Puss in Boots
don't
was
care.
cannot get
nominated
into
for
this
50
discussion, 'cause
awards.
it's gonna go
You
on.
didn't
I-
even watch everything everywhere all at once.
Exactly. I spent money to watch this film.
It's not.
I
Yeah,
spent money
exactly.
to
And
watch-
for that reason, it cannot go in S tier.
Well, the thing
What?
is, like, it's you don't have to convince us it's not going to be an S tier. We're just going to make an average of all of us.
That's true. It's gotta
Well,
be.
I need to know Ryan.
gotta be
then,
unanimous
if he's on the
anyway.
same.
Because
Like,
I'm just
we're
trying
just
to
saying where
decide
we
anything.
would put it. We're not saying where we're actually going to put it now for all of us.
The
So don't worry.
average will be A because I'm disregarding what Ryan's saying.
Well, okay,
I'm
no,
so
hold on. I
tempted
want to
put
hear.
it in the void just to drag that average down, but
It's not void. It's not void. It's not void.
Personally, we probably put this C minus D plus tier.
No, it's better than D. It's better than D. Ryan, it's better than D.
Well, but I gotta drag the average down. Is the problem? Otherwise,
no,
it's
but
Yeah.
no, but it is better
Why are
than
you
D.
such a Tory?
It's better than D.
That is.
It is better than D.
Oh yeah, let me. I'm gonna have to do some austerity on Puss in Boots. Cut the budget a bit.
It is a C tier film.
I'd say C tier personally.
Actually,
it's not
no.
great.
Actually,
I
no.
understand it's not really for me, but it's just a
Yeah,
personal opinion.
obviously
really
I
for me.
understand it's not for you, not your sort of film. And I
It's
respect
just
and
sort
understand
of-
that, but you are wrong.
Okay, and you actually know.
This
your-
is
I've
look,
got your
Now that I'm
opinion.
saying
his
it out loud,
opinion cannot.
Now
be
that I'm saying it out
derived.
loud, I actually, it's a B tier film. It's a very good film. It's not C. It's a B tier film.
Joe's doing
I'm just
a
gonna
point
say,
flip.
I think I've seen animated stuff that I would say looks nicer than this.
I
Mm,
don't know. I quite like.
I don't know
And
about that.
movies
It
that
made my
visually
eyeballs
have
feel
been,
nice.
think it looks-
visually have been, more insane and actually look. I mean, it looks good, but there's nothing really to it
Are you
looking
talking
good.
about like Studio Ghibli and shit?
Studio Ghibli, bitch.
He does
like
I will
Ghibli.
always go back to My Neighbor Totoro because I think that is one of the nicest looking.
Totoro,
But
Totoro,
that's an anime.
Totoro,
Different.
Yeah, but this film, you already hinted on this, draws a lot of influence from anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably more from
It's a
the
B tier
action
film.
scenes, probably less from the other
It's B.
ones.
So where do we go from here, boys?
I'm gonna say D just to drag that average down a bit.
But that just makes your opinion invalid. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it kind of
Because no one
Okay,
else is
fine,
going that
C
low.
tier then. C tier. It's just
Okay.
okay. It's not a movie for me personally. It's not something I particularly
Yeah, that's fine.
remember. I got kind of bored watching
That's
this
completely
'cause
fair.
It's definitely better than
I am
C tier.
funny,
bashing
but it's
Ryan
not
for having an
consistently
opinion.
funny.
He's
What is
completely
that?
allowed.
The problem is,
I mean, again,
in
I
honest
don't
It
agree with
doesn't
him, but-
really have a lot of depth to it as well.
in
which,
honest
again,
opinion,
it's a kids'
though,
movie. It doesn't need
is
to.
this?
But I think,
in
like,
honest-
say,
I would
Detective
disagree,
Pikachu,
Ryan. I would completely
I'd
disagree
say
with that.
Detective Pikachu is an
I think
infinitely better kids' movie than this.
It's not
Actually,
a kids'
no.
film. I wouldn't say it's a kids' movie, man.
It is.
It's
100%
not.
is.
No,
It's
I
a
wouldn't.
PG.
It's-
It's a kids' movie.
It dealt with themes
It's
of
not a
death,
kids'
the
film.
fear of death.
I would also,
anxiety,
as
and all
well,
that.
one of my main gripes as well with this film is that it definitely is being overrated by people. Because currently on Letterboxd, this thing sits at a not 6.3, a 4.3. And now, something that I'd like
Completely
to bring
valid.
up is that 2001: A Space Odyssey, widely regarded as one of, arguably, the greatest sci-fi film ever made and one of the best
Yeah,
films
but
of all
Puss in
time.
Boots isn't a
It's
sci-fi
at
film.
4.3.
All right,
Okay,
but
Same
okay,
as this goddamn movie.
Letterboxd
okay,
is just
Cameron.
people's
The two are
opinions.
not
Like they're not
comparable.
professionals.
You know what?
Just
You
how
know
people
what?
felt it.
If it's all right with Cameron Decos, I'd like to make one final statement.
All right.
Okay. When we went into this section, I thought Ryan would be more understanding on my level, okay? For like a B, C tier. However,
But I've put it C.
whoa, wait. However, Ryan's making some statements now, which I'm thinking that he's quite insane. And so,
How am I
and so,
insane?
wait,
Movie is rated the same as 2001: A Space Odyssey.
and so, I'm happy enough to spite Ryan, okay? And I will say it's an S tier film.
No. I want to
don't think-
actively
I don't-
represent.
In my
I want to
opinion,
actively represent everybody's views. I'm going to play mediator. I want to actively represent everyone's things. I'm
Well,
completely
okay,
happy.
you've
So
gone A,
we have
me
a
and
left
Nico's
and
gone
side of the
S.
board.
I would concede it being put in A tier, but
Oh,
I will
yeah.
die on the hill that
Yes,
this cannot
that's-
be an S tier.
That's
This is
completely
not-
fine.
There is
I
no.
will-
This. I mean, you can say it's
I'm
a good
happy with
film.
A.
This is not one of the
I'm also happy
greatest
with it.
films.
That's
The
fine.
movie's an
It's
A
a
tier,
weak
yeah.
top 10.
Yeah, we have
It's a
Fight
weak
Club.
top 10.
We have
I
Fight
don't think it's
Club.
better. In my opinion, I don't think it's better than
Puss in
Fight
Boots
Club.
in A tier.
It's not- no,
fine.
it's
A
not
I'm
tier
fine putting it
below
behind
Fight
that.
Club.
I'm fine putting it
It's-
behind that. That's fine.
It's
I can do
it's
that.
A tier below
Alright,
Fight Club.
so-
I tried to watch Fight Club 5 years ago and fell asleep.
Rubbing
so
my
I can't give an
hands
honest
with
opinion
glee.
on Fight Club.
I will now
But I
using.
can concede that Puss in Boots is A tier.
I will now
Okay.
using the power invested to me by movie magic. I will move Puss in Boots to A tier behind Fight Club. I will do that right now. So, go with the power of movie magic. Puss in Boots has been
Danny DeVito.
into the tier list. It is sat there
Puss
quite
in Boots is
nicely.
Danny DeVito.
Look at that. Look at Puss's little furry chest. We're all happy there, right? Now we're going
Hey,
on to the
don't
next segment.
sexualize Puss in Boots.
Hey, look, man, it's hard not to with that.
Oh
Ooh.
my.
All right, welcome to the. Okay, now this is a new section here. It is the What's the Know with Joe, where we get to know what Joe wants to know. Joe, what do you want to know?
Dun,
I-
dun.
I want to know. Okay, so as we're all aware, at the start of this film, we see the many lives that Puss in Boots has lost.
Mhm.
Okay, throughout his lifetime, and this film shows the journey of his last life, his 9th life. Okay, so I want to know if you could decide how Puss in Boots loses his last and final life, how would it happen?
Oh.
And I can give a quick example while you
Please,
guys
yeah.
think. I brought an example this week.
He brought one.
So
Okay.
Here's one Joe made earlier.
While you guys think,
Just a full feature length film.
let me set the scene. The great Hammer Ogre grasps Puss in Boots by his neck, thrusts him into a box. Thrusts him into a box, closing it behind him.
My cat liked being in the box. She liked the box.
His life
I would like to take
away
time
from
to
him. There you
reiterate
go.
we do not agree with animal abuse. And
No,
Cameron puts his
the
cat
cat
in
was
boxes,
never
to be honest.
abused. They don't understand cats go in boxes. They thought the cat being in the box was a bad thing. Cats go in boxes. There was no. I love my cat. She's a good kitty.
If you get some tape, Joe, if you get tape and you draw a square with the tape on the floor, that cat will go into the box, into the square.
Yeah, and if it comes out, I'll kick it. Right, let's go. Let's start with.
Again, we do not reiterate animal abuse.
Let's start with Cameron. How is he losing his final life?
So I was just thinking about it. I kind of reminisced back to what you were talking about earlier about the bear and the deer scene, and I thought that'd be a pretty funny way for Puss in Boots to go out, just getting mounted by a bear.
At that point, it really is turning into an adult.
The first time that he sees Goldilocks and the three bears, the bears just fuck up Puss.
Literally.
All right, Ryan, what do you think?
Okay, so we all know Puss is is a bit of a character, a bit of a
little bit of a
live
hoodlum,
life large sort of guy. So, what I reckon how Puss dies, or at least how I want him to die, would be so he'd borrow money from Don Peroni, a character that actually, a fairy tale character he's not seen in this movie. He's a pretty, your classic big mobster. And anyway, Puss doesn't pay back his debts. So Don Peroni breaks both of his legs, and then he dies of starvation because he can't get to the hospital in time.
Reminds me of that meme of from the penguin, the meme made from penguins on Madagascar. Maurice, you broke my legs. I cannot look. I cannot move it.
Yeah,
right,
and the movie is basically just so this happens right at the start. And the movie is basically just Puss slowly dying, and no cuts, no editing. It's just this cat
one
crawling,
long shot,
writhing on the floor. Sort of like letting out little whimpers with a meow every so often. There'd be no singing, no dancing, no fun. It's just a
Jesus
cat slowly
Christ.
dying.
Okay, and finally, Decos, what would you say?
I would like to see him get fucked up and double teamed by Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill. What I think will actually happen is he'll probably die saving someone, and it'll probably be in Shrek 5 after he's had some little kittens to move along
really
the
let the trauma sink into them.
I hope the kittens get thrown in a bag into a lake.
Oh my god!
And Puss in Boots goes on a rampage tale similar to Taken.
Jesus Christ!
Similar to John Wick, he gets like a gun and just shoots up.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to know. Cameron, back to you.
Oh, thanks, guys. You know what? I can't bash it for that. That was quite wholesome. All right. All right. So we were the worst movie podcast in the world.
We still are.
We
for being cancelled for animal abuse.
We were. And
we always knew it was going to happen.
That whole segment on the animal abuse is staying in.
This week was.
We do not condone animal abuse. Seriously.
Cameron, Joe, Decos, and Ryan. We were talking about Puss in Boots, and I need to pick our socials and everything because I've been told I need to do that.
Yeah, do the stuff, Cameron.
So we have a TikTok, we have an Instagram,
No, we have a TikTok, but someone hasn't given me the link, so maybe it'll
Right,
be
we'll
there.
figure it out.
Maybe it won't.
We'll put the links
Look,
in the
he's
description.
doing the
Doing
TikTok
it.
first. It's
I'm
the only
doing
one
the
that isn't
wrap-up.
linked.
This happened last time. This happened last time.
Won't interrupt from now on.
Right.
Carry
the
on.
socials, they'll be in the
Anyway,
description.
guys.
I'm sure.
Oh my god.
YouTube, we want you to leave a comment, and the comment what movie you want us to do, because we'll love as many. Like, if you tell us to do a movie, we'll do it straight away. Because again, we don't
We won't.
at the moment we don't get too many comments. So if we do, you'll be our top priority, top dog.
No,
we'll go
actually,
straight to
we
you.
want you to comment to improve our audience through the YouTube algorithm. We're not actually going to do any of the film you want because we do
We
what
will
we
do the
want.
film you want. He's
That
lying.
is-
Don't listen to him. He's a negative
Okay.
Nancy. Don't listen to him. So
What do you call
leave a
me?
comment, subscribe. That's also a good thing to do, and then hit the bell so you get a little notification whenever we post a video or a short. I think it pings when we do a short. We also do shorts.
does.
Check them out. They're funny.
Yeah, I think it does.
That's
Yes,
it. We're
we
done for this week.
appreciate all your views and everything as well.
No. Bye.